Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful day outside, but honestly, inside the world of daytime drama, it is an absolute hurricane of epic proportions. I am typing this so fast my fingers are literally cramping up, but I have to get this out. Let's just dive right into the absolute madness that just exploded on our screens because my head is still spinning and I need to vent about it. So Thomas Forrester is back. Yes, you heard me right? Thomas is officially back in Los Angeles, and he did not come back quietly. We all saw the rumors a few episodes ago. The fans on social media have been buzzing for weeks about Matthew Atkinson making a return, especially with Forrester Creations completely falling apart at the seams. I mean, with Hope defecting to Logan and Eric's fashion show turning into a total public relations disaster, Ridge and Steffy desperately needed a miracle. Or at least they needed Thomas to come save the day. But nobody expected his return to happen like this. It was sudden. It was jarring. It was honestly a little bit terrifying to watch unfold. And let's back up for a second and talk about where he has been. Thomas has been over in Paris, right? He's been out of the picture since late 2025, just living his life abroad, probably trying to get over Hope and all the messy, toxic history they share. He was supposed to be healing. He was supposed to be moving on and finding himself away from the drama of LA, but then the news breaks. The news that Hope Logan Spencer didn't just take a temporary leave of absence, but she completely abandoned Forrester Creations to start her own line at Logan. And not just that, but she launched Hope by Logan and totally hijacked Eric's haute couture spotlight. News travels fast, even across the world to Paris. And when Thomas heard that Hope walked away from the company and the family that built her, he packed his bags immediately. He just dropped everything and got on a plane. You could see the tension radiating off him the second he landed at LAX. He didn't even go home first. He didn't go see Ridge or Steffy or check in on his grandfather Eric, who by the way is currently nursing a black eye from Will Spencer. No, Thomas went straight to enemy territory. He went straight to the new Logan Creations offices. And let's be real, the visual of Thomas Forrester marching into Katie and Bill's new corporate empire was cinematic gold. It was like watching a dark storm roll into a sunny room. You just knew something terrible was going to happen. You could feel it in your bones. And then he finds her. He finds Hope in her shiny new office. And this is where things get really, really messy. Because Hope is not the same Hope that Thomas left behind, not even close. The Hope that Thomas knew was sweet, a little insecure, always trying to please everyone, always trying to do the right thing for her family. But the Hope sitting in that Logan office, she was practically glowing with this new, overwhelming arrogance. She just had this massive, successful launch with Deke Sharp's designs. The media is eating out of the palm of her hand. She is the new IT girl of the fashion world, and she let Thomas know it from the second he walked through the door. When Thomas walked in, he looked devastated. He looked like a man who just wanted to understand why the woman he loved, the woman he obsessed over for years, would betray his family like this. He wanted answers. He wanted to see a shred of guilt or remorse. But Hope didn't give him apologies. She didn't give him tears. She gave him pure attitude. She was so overconfident, it was actually hard to watch. She basically looked at him like he was a relic from her past. Like he was just some guy she used to know, not the man who co-created her entire legacy. And I have to say, seeing Hope act this way is so jarring. Maybe I'm being too harsh on her. I mean, she finally broke free from the Forrester control, so maybe she deserves to flex a little bit. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. She has true creative autonomy now thanks to Katie and Bill, but the way she spoke to Thomas, it was cold, it was calculated. It was like she wanted to hurt him on purpose. She was sitting behind her big new desk, acting like she owned the entire universe, and Thomas was just a peasant begging for her time. So Thomas starts pleading with her. He starts trying to figure out what happened to the hope for the future brand they built together. He reminds her of all the late nights, all the intricate designs, all the times he literally saved her line from being canceled by Steffy. He poured his blood, sweat, and tears into HFTF. He did it all for her. He compromised his own career to make sure she shined. And how does Hope respond to this emotional plea? With the most ruthless, devastating line I think I have ever heard her say on the show. She looks him dead in the eye, without even blinking, and tells him that his most successful designs were nothing more than a stepping stone for her own brand. A stepping stone. Let that sink in for a minute. She completely invalidated every single thing Thomas ever did for her. She reduced his creative genius, his hard work, and his undeniable talent to a mere stepping stone for her to climb on so she could launch Hope by Logan. I mean, what were they thinking in the writer's room with that line? It was brilliant, but so cruelly delivered. Who actually believes this is going to end well? You don't just say that to Thomas Forrester. You don't take a man who has a history of severe mental instability, a man who worshipped the ground you walked on, a man who literally hallucinated conversations with a mannequin that looked like you, and tell him that his life's work was just a temporary convenience for your ego. It was a verbal dagger straight to the heart. It was a complete dismissal of his humanity and his art. And you could see something just snap behind Thomas's eyes. It was like a physical switch flipped in his brain. He just snapped. He literally just snapped. All the progress he made in Paris, all the therapy, all the healing, it just evaporated in a single second. The rejection, the betrayal, the sheer disrespect of her calling his art a stepping stone was too much for his fragile psyche to handle. You could see the rage bubbling up, turning his face red, his hands balling into fists. But what happened next actually made me gasp out loud. I am still in shock. I had to rewind the episode twice to make sure I saw it right. Thomas didn't just yell. He didn't just throw something across the room. He walked right up to Hope, lost complete control of his temper, and he slapped her. He slapped her hard. A massive, echoing, devastating slap right across the face. The sound of it was sickening. It echoed in that pristine new Logan office. Hope stumbled back, holding her cheek, looking completely terrified and shocked. Her overconfidence vanished in an instant, replaced by pure fear. And Thomas just stood there, breathing heavily, looking at his own hand like he didn't even know who he was anymore. It was a horrifying moment. It crossed a line that can never, ever be uncrossed. Now, let me be clear, I initially thought Hope deserved to be taken down a peg. I mean, she has been acting so arrogant lately with this whole Logan defection. She has been ignoring the pain she caused her mother and her family. But no, wait, slapping her, that is way too far. Nobody deserves to be physically assaulted. Thomas is completely out of line. He just proved every single person who ever doubted him right. He proved Brooke right. He proved Liam right. He is still dangerous. He is still unhinged. And any sympathy the audience might have had for him losing his designs is completely gone now. And just like that, their friendship is over. The dynamic between Thomas and Hope, the complex, messy, toxic, sometimes beautiful connection they shared for years, it is dead. It is completely, irreversibly dead. There is no coming back from physical violence. Hope looked at him not with pity, but with pure hatred. And Thomas knew he had ruined everything. He didn't even apologize. He just turned around and stormed out, leaving Hope crying and holding her face. But the slap is only the beginning of the nightmare. Because this physical altercation just poured gasoline on an already raging corporate fire. Hope didn't just kick Thomas out and cry about it. She declared war, and this isn't just a personal feud anymore. This has officially ignited a fierce, cutthroat legal war over the intellectual property of the Hope for the Future brand. Think about it. Who really owns HFTF? Forrester Creations owns the trademark. Ridge and Steffy funded it for years. Thomas designed the most iconic pieces that made the brand a global phenomenon. But Hope's name is on it. It is her identity. It is her message. And now that she is at Logan, she is basically trying to take the essence of that brand with her, claiming that the message and the vision are hers alone. But after the slap, Thomas is going to make sure she gets absolutely nothing. He is going to burn it all down before he lets her profit off his stepping stone designs. Thomas is going to go straight to Ridge and Steffy, and they are going to unleash the Forrester lawyers on Logan Creations. They are going to claim intellectual property theft. They will argue that Hope is illegally profiting off the aesthetic and the brand recognition that Forrester built with their money and Thomas's talent. They are going to file injunctions, lawsuits, cease and desists. It is going to be a legal bloodbath in the courtroom. And this puts both the Forrester and Logan families on absolute red alert. The tensions were already at a boiling point. Ridge literally punched Bill Spencer in the face a few days ago. Will Spencer punched Eric and RJ at the bikini bar, which led to a whole other disaster. The violence between these two families is escalating completely out of control, and now Thomas slaps Hope. The families are going to war, and there will be no survivors. Everyone is going to get dragged into this mud. Let's talk about Brooke for a second. Brooke has been furious with Hope lately. She even violently smashed a monitor at Logan Creations and evicted Hope and Liam from the cabin because she was so mad about the defection. Brooke even disowned her own sister Katie. But Brooke is still a mother. She is a fiercely protective mother. And when she finds out that Thomas Forrester, the man she has warned everyone about for years, the man she always knew was a monster, put his hands on her daughter, Brooke is going to go nuclear. She will forget all about her anger at Hope, and she will aim all her maternal rage directly at Thomas and Ridge. She might actually try to destroy Forrester Creations herself. And what about Liam? Liam is going to lose his absolute mind. He has been playing bodyguard for Hope, trying to keep her calm during her panic attacks and fainting spells. He has been her rock. When he finds out Thomas assaulted his wife, Liam might actually try to kill him. We are looking at a potential Spencer versus Forrester physical war that makes the boardroom stuff look like child's play. Liam has hated Thomas for years, ever since the Beth Secret and the mannequin incident. This slap is going to validate every single fear Liam ever had. And what does this mean for Steffy? Steffy is already doing extreme damage control because the media is ignoring Eric's haute couture line and focusing entirely on Hope's new brand. Steffy is going to have to defend her brother's actions while simultaneously trying to sue Hope for intellectual property theft. It is a PR nightmare wrapped in a legal disaster. Steffy is going to be stretched so thin, and with her PTSD regarding Sheila Carter flaring up, I honestly don't know how Steffy is going to survive this level of stress. And poor Zende. Zende was just recently promoted to lead designer of HFTF by Ridge. He was so happy. He finally thought he was getting the respect he deserved, but now the brand is tied up in a massive, ugly legal battle. Zende has nothing to design. His career is stalled again because of Thomas and Hope's toxic drama. It is just so unfair to him. He always gets the short end of the stick, and now he is caught in the crossfire of a legal war over designs he didn't even create. And Katie and Bill, they are not going to back down. Bill Spencer loves a good fight. When Forrester comes at them with IP lawsuits, Bill is going to hire the most ruthless lawyers in the world to destroy Thomas's credibility. They will use the slap in court. They will paint Thomas as a violent, unstable abuser who is just trying to silence a strong, independent woman. It is going to get so incredibly dirty in the press. So, where do we go from here? The battle lines are firmly drawn. It is Forrester versus Logan in the courts, in the press, and in the streets. Thomas's return was supposed to be a saving grace for Forrester Creations, a chance to relaunch HFTF and save the company's reputation. But instead, he just handed Logan the ultimate victim narrative. Hope can now play the victim of a violent, unhinged Forrester, which will only boost sales and sympathy for Hope by Logan. Honestly, I don't see how anyone actually wins this. The families are tearing each other apart piece by piece. The legal fees are going to bankrupt someone. And the emotional damage is 100% permanent. Thomas has crossed the point of no return. Hope has burned every bridge she ever walked on. And we, the viewers, are just sitting here with our jaws on the floor, waiting for the next explosion. I mean, really, what was she thinking calling his work a stepping stone? And what was he thinking laying a hand on her? I just don't get it. I really don't. It is a total train wreck, if you ask me. I will be watching every single second of this legal war unfold. The IP battle over Hope for the future is going to be the storyline of the year, maybe the decade. The stakes have never been this high. Make sure you guys stay tuned, because this is about to get so much worse before it gets better. I need a nap after writing all this, but I know I won't be able to sleep. The drama is just too good. Let me know in the comments whose side you are on, because right now, I think they are all losing their minds.